Brad Pitts here with Kawasaki. I'm the Media Relations Supervisor at Kawasaki. We're here at Zaca Station to introduce the all-new 2017 KX250F. A lot of new changes for this year, pretty much an all-new bike. We've went ahead and slimmed the chassis, flattened out the seat tank combo, made some internal updates, went to a downdraft system to give the bike more low to mid-range power. We've also made some adjustments to the fork and the shock just to work with the new chassis, making sure everything's balanced and really compliant. So a lot of changes. We've also shaved 3.75 pounds overall from the motorcycle. So we've also got all updated styling on this bike this year, new plastic. So a real similar look to the 450, a real seamless design, real aggressive, racy look. But we've cut down on the seams, making it really easy for the rider to move forward and backwards if you're in the whoops entering a corner. Also making it easier to move around on this bike is the new V-shaped Radiator. So it's a new design where basically, just as the name says, it's more V-shaped, so it's going to be a little bit slimmer in the middle. We've actually slimmed the whole motorcycle in the middle, and then that V-shaped design is just going to help facilitate easier rider movements forward and backwards on the bike. So a lot of changes here, from suspension to motor to new bodywork. We're really excited to have everyone out riding here at Zaca Station today, and just hope you guys all have a great time and enjoy the new KX250F.
Hey, this is Rich Taylor with TransWorld Motocross. We're out here at the baddest motocross track in Southern California, Zaca Station. Conditions are epic. Dude, it's so, you wish you were here right now. Anyways, brand new 2017 KX250. This bike this year, they've made actually so many changes to. It's pretty cool. To start with, motor-wise, this is the one bike that has dual injectors. All the other bikes pretty much only have one injector. Kawi a couple years ago went with the dual injector system, which has really helped with response, over rev area, all the way through the power band. They've actually changed the injectors a little bit this year, changed the angle of them to kind of work more with the way the air comes into the motor, which on fuel injected bikes, that's kind of the future. Getting the gas and the air to mix correctly really can make a lot of horsepower. If you talk to a guru engine builder, they really talk about that kind of stuff. And Kawi's done some homework, and they've actually changed the angles. They've also changed the angle of how the air comes into the motor, just to kind of help it mix together better, create more power. Response is where you really notice it. This bike, just riding it through the pits to the track, you can feel just this really light, quick response. On the track, it's no different. In fact, on the track, if I had a complaint, it's got so much response that it gets to the over rev area of the motor almost too quick. I think you could actually play with gearing to get it to rev out a little bit further, just because response is so good on this bike. Very noticeable. They've done just a great job with that. Next thing that's so much different on this bike is just the chassis and the feeling, the ergos of the bike. They've actually narrowed the bike almost 1.5 inches, especially up here in the radiator section, also in the middle of the bike. What this does is it just makes the entire bike feel much lighter, quicker feeling, makes it feel like you can just get it in and out of the corners better. In the air, it feels like a completely different motorcycle. They've also flattened the seat. Last year and in years past, Kawi's always kind of had more of a little bit of a pocket in the seat, and you kind of feel like you're sometimes stuck in it and just kind of stuck in sort of a lazy couch sort of feeling. With a flatter seat and narrower chassis, it just makes the bike feel just so much lighter, and you can just move around on it so much better. Suspension-wise, they haven't done a whole bunch. They did change the linkage up. It's got a little bit different ratio, helps the shock work better through the choppy bumps. The Sff Forks, I'll take them any day over an air fork. Yeah, I said it. Spring fork, man, they work. They actually work. You can feel the ground out there. Work really well, actually. Kawasaki, the last few years, they've always been really good about having adjustability. You can change the triple clamp. You can put the bars like almost 4 or 5 different spots. You can move it forward, back to kind of suit your body. Bigger dudes, smaller dudes. Same with the foot pegs. You can move them around. Kind of really cool to have that adjustability. Overall on the track, the bike worked really well. You know, like I said, I'd like to play with gearing maybe a little bit to get it to rev out a little bit better, but man, it hits so good and it has such good throttle response, real light feeling. The whole bike is just really easy to ride in and out of the corners. Of course, we are at Zaca and the track is absolutely perfect today, so that's kind of cheating a little bit. You'll see what we write about in the magazine once we get it on some rougher, gnarlier tracks, but definitely Kawasaki made some huge improvements this year, and we're pretty stoked with the bike.